Good morning, members of the nominating committee. My name is Pete Rezac, and I've been asked to provide some video answers to a couple of questions as part of the renomination process. Thank you so much for all the wonderful work that you're doing as part of the nominating committee. I can only imagine what a difficult job this must be in interviewing all the candidates, including me, and making ultimately what will be the best decision for the association. I know it's a tough job, and I totally trust that you guys will pick the right people to do this job, and what a wonderful job it is. Anyway, I have been asked to answer a couple of questions. I guess I have between 5 and 7 minutes. I've already used a bunch of that time here. So let's just get on with the questions, and I'll see if I can't provide you some answers. The first question that I've chosen to answer is, what does leadership mean to me? And gosh, I just think that this is a great question. I chose to answer this last time, but leadership to me, first of all, it's how you can work with others. We have such a diverse group of people that we work with on the board. We have such a diverse membership that represent, and so what's really great is being able to use that diversity to work amongst everyone's different perspectives, opinions, keeping an open mind, open ears to listen to what everyone has to say, and then unifying together to make the right decision ultimately for the association. Also, leadership is understanding that some of those decisions may not be favorable by some, but what we ultimately are looking to do in leadership roles is what's best for the masses. So we're nearing 35,000 members. And so ultimately, we always want to keep out what's best for the greater good of the association versus a particular few. So leadership is making those hard decisions sometimes to do things and following through and supporting that vision. So I also think that leadership is in terms of thinking we versus I. This is one of the things that I love so much about working with the group that I've had the honor and privilege to work with over here in the last 4 years. But it's about what we can do, not about what I can do. It's not about me. It's not about any of the individuals that are on this board, but about what we collectively do for all of the members of the Professional Photographers of America. And as I said, we're getting real close to 35,000. If we might just be there by now, by the time you're watching this, but I know that we're close, and how exciting that is, and all of the things that we've been working on so hard to increase those memberships. So again, the leadership on that. I also think that we have a mutual respect for one another as leaders. You have to have an open mind and listen to what we all have to bring to the table. I mean, there's 13 of us. We all have difference of opinions, but we share a perspective, and then we come together. And as hearing everything, and that's what's been so wonderful, is we all come together and we arrive at a solution. And gosh, in my time on the board, I think we've had unanimous decisions on everything that we've done, not without a lot of discussion and perspectives, but everyone gets to share those, and then ultimately we arrive at what we feel is a great decision. And so again, that's a we versus I. And then again, once we make those decisions to support that vision as leaders. I also like to make reference to Jim Collins on his book, Becoming Entrepreneurial 2.0, or Becoming BE 2.0, is getting the right people on the bus. And of course, I think that that's what you guys are doing, is helping get the right people on the bus to help do that leadership and all of that. And so again, very grateful to have had that opportunity over the last 2 terms, and hopefully for a final term to do that. Also, leadership would not be, at least in my perspective, and this goes back to my days when I worked in industry, as you can't micromanage. You want to find those right people on the bus, whether it's action teams or committees or even the board of directors. But you are enlisting these folks for their knowledge, their experience, and all of that, and you just kind of got to let them go with it. So I know in the past when I worked in industry, I would have various tasks to do where I'd have to work with people either on the manufacturing floor or when I was a maintenance supervisor. And I would bring the opportunity to them that we needed, the opportunity that came to me to complete a job or a project or some sort of new product. And I would enlist upon their knowledge and expertise on how to get things done. And so rather than me tell them how to do it, I don't make machine molds, or I don't work on conveyors, or I didn't do any of that stuff, but they had years of experience. But what I could tell them is, this is what we need to have done by this date, and anything that I can help you do to achieve that goal successfully, let me know, and I'll run those interferences for that. So I look at leadership in that respect as well. So those are my opinions of leadership, what it means to me. I guess finally I would leave you, it's almost like a coach of a team, is to recognize the potential in newer people on the team, what they have to provide, and helping bridge that gap. And you know how we like to use bridging the gap here in PPA, but to help them be successful to move from the level they're currently at to a higher level, and that would be an important role of leadership too. So with that, those are my views on leadership. So the next question that I have been asked, or I have selected to answer, or what are some issues or problems that are facing professional photographers today? And of course, a couple of years ago, we were coming out of the pandemic, and of course, that was a big challenge for everybody involved in our industry, whether part-time, full-time, whatever they were. But I think one of the collateral damage pieces that came out of that, obviously, are the supply chain issues that we've had over the last year or so. Anyone that's involved with finishing product, looking for framing materials, I mean, it's getting a little bit better, but materials that we need. Discussing with the labs earlier this year at Imaging USA and the issues that they had with supplying chemicals and paper from their suppliers, and of course, all of that has been made overseas, go figure. Then the shipping issues that we had with getting it from the overseas markets here. So we had all those challenges. Now couple that into more recently, and specifically here since Imaging USA, is what's happening with the inflationary measures that have been going on. I mean, inflation's a real deal. I mean, all we have to do, I don't know where all of the rest of you are from, but here in Nevada, I mean, gosh, gas was $3.39 at the beginning of the year. And it is $5.39 now. Actually got down almost $5 a gallon, but we're now back up around $5.40. And gosh, that hits everybody, no matter your full-time, part-time, whatnot, driving to your jobs, driving to deliver things to clients having to come to you. Thinking of all these different things just goes right to the gas pump. So, you know, not only the inflationary measures with gasoline, but then we look at our equipment that we need to purchase. Some of it we need to finance through credit cards or banks or whatever. And of course, all of those interest rates are increasing. So that's making it difficult for photographers as well. So challenging time. We'll all get through it like we always do, but those are real problems that are facing everyone today. And of course, the full-time people that are relying on it completely to support their families and put food on the table, groceries, everything else getting more expensive and all of that too. And then of course, then having the courage or trying to make sure that we can increase our prices to accommodate the higher costs of living and everything else that go with that. I mean, that's a scary thing. So to get that confidence to be able to do it, and we can do it. And of course, PPA's got a lot of the business and educational resources to help folks do that. The second question that would be going on are what are some of the problems that are facing them. And I'm going to also say is that pressure to not commoditize our products. That we get into a situation where it's like, gosh, no one's going to come in because of all of these costs increase and all of these everything. That, gosh, no one's going to come to me if I increase my prices. So conversely, maybe what I should do is reduce my prices to keep people coming through the door. And of course, we know that's not a sustainable way to go with things. And so that is probably at the back of some people's minds to do that. And of course, one of the ways to help them out is to be able to say, hey, let's be a little more niche on what we do, or find a way to where you can resist having to offer your services as a commodity, and where people will still find you, they'll still pay for the product and the vision that all of our members produce. So I think those are a couple of real situations that now that we're coming out of COVID from a couple of years ago, that now we're starting to see is not only supply and inflationary, but then also that whole being authentic to who we are, resisting the urge to commoditize our products, and to continue to stay involved. And of course, look at all of the wonderful opportunities that PPA has to help encourage that, the new insurance benefits, and all the other wonderful benefits of being a member. So with that, I'm probably way over my 7 minutes, or real close to it. I apologize for that. Thank you again so much, Nominating Committee, for all that you do. What an important job and task that you have. And again, can't wait to see what you guys come up with the slate of candidates, whatever it is. I'll support it. I think it'll be wonderful. And thank you again to each and every one of you. And it's been an honor and privilege to represent also you as members during my time on the board of directors. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you all at Imaging USA in Nashville, Tennessee in January. And with that, I'll let you get on to other videos. Thanks, everyone.